and welcome back, picking where we left off last time in Shadow Empire at the bottom of round 155, where we have 9 decisions to deal with. One of which is going to be what to do with those marauders. We've got another plea of friendship, so we'll be able to work on integrating that miner again. At some point, we'll probably go ahead and pick those two up. I'm not going to pay the inflated rates for them right now.
Roger that.
Possibly. Well, actually, then it would have given me the offer for the 1,000 on the second one, I suspect. So what I suspect has probably happened is I lost my capacity, and before I had time to request it back, the AI bought it. So this is sort of picking up a conversation in the last one. The last one we tried to set up some new transportation contracts to replace old expiring ones, and we weren't allowed to buy as much capacity as we had before. And my suspicion is probably the other majors rolled in and picked up the excess capacity the moment I lost it, which is a little annoying if that was what was the case.
Understood. Order received.
Roger that.
Order received.
Understood. Roger that.
Didn't make any progress to understand their language, but they are amused by ours. And we'll boost the humanists a bit. Cephaloids. So they have basic rifles, we have basic words as far as communication with them is going. And they actually have a surprisingly high interest in becoming mercenaries, so as we've already seen, we have gotten mercenaries off of these Xenos. And our transport route should be up now. That one is. Oh, that's interesting. I think we're going to have a hard time trying to find a unit light enough to do that transport. Oh, that one can. So we can get that one across. With that one across, we should have the little power to it, so we can come down here into the Maritime and play makeshift port. I am 1 political power short, apparently. Let's fix that. I'll have to spend one of my big points to do it, but we can pull points of political power out of her butt.
Affirmative.
So we're gonna have a makeshift port that will allow us to transport more across in the future. Not that we necessarily need to buy much more, or to transport much more. Okay. And then plea of friendship on these guys.
Roger that.
Should put us in the range where an offer of protection, if we have the Shadow Diplomat played, should work. Well, has the potential to work. Low potential, like 10% potential.
Roger that. Roger that.
We raise the relations, lower the relations. Basically, back where we were when we started. These guys are probably still not interested in trade. Still not interested in free trade now. Do I have a research agreement with these guys? Can we get a research agreement off with them? Yeah,
Roger that.
we'll do that. Then Let's do some more negotiation with the Xeno faction. Xeno diplomat. Yep.
Roger that.
Okay, and we got one more turn of construction. Well, I suppose technically it's a half turn. We got a half a turn of construction left on our main port expansion. Do we want to raise another... Well, I do want to raise another brigade because we need more front line. Okay, in the next turn I'll have to grab a leader for that unit. Oh, I'm suspecting the port's not going to finish unless we get real lucky with the metal transport for the turn. Because I just spent it all in that brigade. Whoops. Okay. We're a little low on money, so I'm just going to take the yes here and not pay extra.
Yes.
Given some demands, keep the happy. Pay the credits to get the makeshift port set up.
Roger that.
Want to know your language. We made some progress with understanding the language. Good to see. Need a new commander for the 6th. This is just a generic military commander position, so if I can find a recruit military, we'll grab that. Be the cheapest way to get a good commander. Well, a decent commander. And yeah, that'll be a decent commander. The commanders don't need to be great, if they're just leading regular infantry. And at this point... Well, actually, at this point we might still... Like, we probably don't have the strategic capacity to send the 8 subunit here. Okay, because we need 68 logistics points, and we got 88. Or we need 88, and we have 68. The 6's... 6-1 here might be able to go across. Yeah, so we can send him across. And this one can grab a little bit more of the island here. Slightly annoying the nomads. And then this zone at some point will want to probably put a truck hub in. We got spare political power. I should probably start trying to recruit. So I'm going to call you up. Do some zone orders. I'm going to need to start recruiting some colonists again. We'll recruit 1,000 colonists in turn. That's because we're going to need to send colonists over here to man basically a truck hub and... Well, at some point we'll probably nationalize the port, and the port and stuff. Ooh, we can see that Runderstein has gone and pissed off the hunters, and is on the back foot a little bit here against the hunters. We'll see if some more of their troops pull off of our border. Maybe we'll do something interesting. Still holding on to 2nd. The communes are, well, the Belgiers here is a little bit falling behind as well, but they're sitting around to 10. Mostly a runoff between me and the other leader. Offer protection. We're not going to be able to get that off. Well, but I think if we do shut them that, we'd have like a 2% chance of success, which is a little low. We're better off waiting for another friendship. Grabbing an extra military guy. And did my construction finish on the last turn? No, I delayed it accidentally by spending all the metal. So we need to not spend any more metal. Or a smidge. As tempting as it would be to stand up more brigades. Probably 2 more brigades and to be in a position where we might want to poke these guys if we were good to go hot war with them. A little bit more of the aliens' territory. It's not the end of the world position, well, end of the world for us and this alliance. Just, I'm growing a little impatient, and if I can take a little of the territory, we don't have to garrison as much troops on the border. And yeah, I could do that at any point, as long as our opinion was high enough. That's not going to really affect our planet score very much, I think. Trying to think. I don't think there's anything else we need to do on this turn. I just want to generate some more money. Right now that would probably have to be through selling rare metals, which I don't really want to do. So we'll just hold off. I think we got enough money. And it is somewhat obvious that some of the majors are at war with each other. So I think that was a naval landing of the commune on the score leader right now that we just saw there. So there's definitely some chaos going amongst everyone. That is nuts because we've been handling our diplomacy like a iron fist. 7 decisions at around 157. We have finally completed metal soil filtration. So if I have the materials for it, and I think that's the only thing I'd be building right now. So if it's the only thing I'm building right now, it makes sense to start building it, even if I don't have all the materials for it right now. Yeah, the dock is done. Soil demetallization plant. It's expensive. Takes the first level. It takes 8 machine parts, 4 high-tech parts, just under 400 metal a turn. So we're not even going to be able to run the construction at full speed because we're just not going to have the metal to do the construction. But it is basically you can put it anywhere, and it's going to, based on the metallicity of the planet, produce this level of metal. So we're going to get a decent amount of metal. In fact, if this even produces its stated amount of metal, it's going to produce more metal than both our well, I was about to say both are metal mines. Produce as much metal as probably our worst metal mine. So it's going to be about as good as a metal mine, or the highest level metal mine we can reasonably build, without having to have a metal deposit. And it's then providing also rare and some radioactive, so it's real good. So we're going to start that building, and we're going to be very tempted to do whatever we can to make that go faster. And now that that makeshift port is in, we should have a little bit more logistical capacity going across. Oh, and even with that, what we've got across, we've still only got 63 transport capacity, so most of our units are apparently going to be too big to go across. Okay. You won't. Nope, you will. You're 66, and we've got space for 63. Are you lighter? No, I think you're heavier. Yeah, you're 82. Font's maybe not doing the best on my eyes. Well, you're 55. Send you across. Yeah, we'll nick you for these purposes. It looks like everything out here over here is out of supply. That's because we don't have any truck capacity here, so all our logistics has to come back to this hex. So we only got supply out to, I think, about 5 hexes out. So anything past here, we won't have supply, basically. Okay, so we got all of that for pretty much for free. Well, I suppose we paid these guys a bunch of money, so we basically got it for the money we paid them.
Yes, sir.
Fine.
Affirmative.
Fine. That
Copy
works. The new tech here. Geotectonics wouldn't be a bad choice. Finishing either geotectonics or quad machine gun would allow us to discover high-tech industry. Or the other way to think about it is, do I want to get VidCom? So it's probably a toss-up between VidCom and Serpentization. Yeah, let's do Serpentization, because we're gonna need some power at some point. That may be, well, we may want power that's... Is this gonna be cheaper than solar panel? No, we can probably hold off and use solar power. Yeah, let's do VidCom, because we're gonna want to try to make our places attract more,
Affirmative.
what am I trying to say? Attract more migration.
Order received.
Yeah, you'd make a decent governor. Don't think I was planning on having you be a governor, but you could be a governor. I think we were planning on having them be a general, but they're actually they're good enough that they probably weren't being a governor. Do you know if it's scaled by planet soil metal factor or something? I believe it is scaled by planet metal soil factor. If I remember correctly, I think the planet metal soil factor on this planet was about 100 and something percent. I can look at it right now. It's biosphere, no geology. Planetology? Planetology. Yeah, so we got 102% heavy elements. So we're probably going to get exactly what it lists, honestly. On the other hand, right, so the biosphere is kind of sort of suppressing the surface metal. That's why why our metal mines aren't particularly great. But we do actually have decent metallicity of the planet. So the demilitarization plant should have basically expected returns. suppose the other thing I'm going to do... let's see if we can get away with raising the taxes. Because I'm getting fed up a little bit with having to constantly...
Roger that.
sell stuff. We'll raise a sales tax, we'll raise an income tax. I think that's all the types of taxes that aren't tariffs. Oh, we can do an efficiency drive. Pull some money out of the void. Letting this turn roll over. I suppose with the three we've got across already, we probably have enough for the Nomad Island as long as we don't have to do any fighting. Still might be a little bit better if we can get 4 across, but still around. Round 158, we have 4 decisions. And we discovered polymer armor, which is good because we're going to have to research it at some point so we can get heavy combat armor. And we got another militia project. That's always good to see those.
Roger that.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
So this is the new zone we just made by doing that naval landing. Okay. So that's this zone here. One, two, three. Okay, we'll go much more farther. We're gonna have logistical issues, I think. So we need to start shipping some people in here. We'll send the first couple batches over as population instead of building a truck hub right away. For no other reason than I don't have the industrial, or I don't have the metal to build the truck hub because we want to dump it all into the metallization plant. So we got 0.6 of a turn. We normally take 4 turns to do. We only got 0.6 of a turn done. Probably due to metal shortages, to be fair. Which is what was expected. Or at least what I was expecting. So one nice thing about Xeno troops is that you don't need to supply them. They have 0 supply upkeep cost. So you just ship them wherever you need them, and they work.
Yes, sir. We're definitely taking gunfire.
Ouch.
Run! Run! Run!
Yeah, that's just telling you how bad this militia is. But that's what I get for getting free militia. The free stuff is not always the best stuff. It's a bit of wisdom you can take to the bank very often. The free stuff is not always the best stuff. We might demand free trade. And a little bit more open to trade and stuff. If we do a shadow diplomat, so let's shadow diplomat up.
Roger Roger that. Roger that.
And we critically failed. Well, I have egg on my face. Yeah, so we need to get a thing with you. Native aliens, we can't do that with. Zone-wise. Got a militia project to play. So you are full, you're full, you're full, you're full. It would make sense to potentially do that one, because that one doesn't have...
Roger that.
Militia project is the only way it's getting any to start with. Is our... I believe this is entertainment, so what is the entertainment in all these zones? We got decent there, we got 50 there, got decent there. Decent there, okay. So wherever I play it doesn't really matter as long as it gets played somewhere. Actually, let's play it up here. We'll put some commercial entertainment in the new zone. Do you have any scrap cards? I have 3. So the Enforcer, that's not bad. Well, actually, Enforcer I don't really want. Probably get rid of him. Either that one. Oh yeah, the Hospice we might hold on to just because it's a Hospice, not because it's a good card for us. Just re-scrap those cards as soon as we get them. Okay. Okay, I think we're gonna cycle the turn. Might try redirecting a little bit more of our political power into generating some money in the upcoming turns. Another thing I've just realized is that we now have a power shortage. That's likely come about to the fact that some of our organic furnaces, like we had an organic furnace here, has burnt everything out in the closest 3 hexes. Same thing here. It's still got that one's running. That one's running. Never had one there. Set one up over here. I suppose we could set some up a little bit farther out on some of our cities as well. That's a good question. Solar panels don't cost metal, they only cost rares. So we can expand our solar panels. Build out the solar panel network a little bit. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. So let's expand to that solar field. And we'll build one here as well.
Yes, sir.
And then we'll workshop up a few... Oh, actually, we got the money. Can I just trade for them? Can I just buy some machines? They're expensive, but yes. Just buy a few. Buy all that's on the market. I just sold instead of buy. I'm on the wrong tab. That's why. Okay.
Affirmative.
We still got more back. The merchants took me for a loop because I forgot which tab I was on and sold my 7 machines instead of buying them. Still up 6, which is enough. I think, yeah, that's enough for the solar panels to just queued up. So we'll go ahead and cycle. Oh, the chaos. Apparently, I have the most sane realm of territory on the planet. Because I'm looking at this place that was previously controlled all by one of the majors, and it's got 3 different tags that it's split between at the moment. So I think the hunters took territory off of them, and then I think one of the majors landed and has taken territory off of them. If it wasn't that I don't have enough troops spread around to stop naval lancing, I'd probably just start picking fights with the majors at this point, because they're apparently not doing the greatest job at maintaining territorial integrity. What's the situation down here? Yeah, so Xanafil has come and landed on the Brunderstein, as Brunderstein is dealing with the clan. Chaos. It's all chaos. Chaos that arguably in the long run we'll probably be taking advantage of, but in the short run, it's just chaos. Fist. Yes, build the statue.
Order received.
Giving us some of the demands. You're offering an advisor. We're gonna say no.
Roger that.
Alien natives want an official peace treaty. Sure.
Roger that.
As much as I want Fist, we'll take the peace treaty. And I think the peace treaty is one of the prerequisites we need to integrate with them. So let's send a Xeno diplomat and see if that is the case. If it is, we might be able to follow that up with unification. Okay, we need 3 more political power to play the efficiency drive to get some money. So we're not doing that right now. We will play our militia projects and zoo.
Roger that.
I think the capital's got the zoo. Oh, capital doesn't have the zoo. We'll do the zoo in the capital. Sometimes the CD planning is not the smartest. We don't have any logistical capacity. How are you going to get stuff to and from that farmstead? I don't know. They've just decided they're building a farmstead. Okay, so we'll send some workers, and we'll try building a truck station, slowing down the demilitarization plant. Oh, and now the logistics pops up because there's some road in, but yeah, so that's showing you the state of the logistics here. Can't really put much farther up the island without having logistical issues. So, selling wise, we could sell rare earth metals. I think we can get enough food for a couple turns. We'll need to buy some food in a bit, I think. And the metal, it just isn't. There's only 18 available, and it's like, it's as much as like a whole 2 machine. It's like 2 pieces of metal is like a machine. No, it's not worth it. I don't think we got that plea of friendship yet. No. Okay, let's cycle the turn and see whether we are able to integrate that Xeno faction. Granted, integrating the Xeno faction isn't going to really give us much. And we're now at peace with them, so we can actually pull all the troops off that border. So we might as well do that. Around 160, we have 9 decisions. One is what to do with the deductors. We just got synthetic fuel. Quad machine gun. Quad machine gun. Okay, so with quad machine gun done, we have the 4 we need to start being able to discover high-tech industry. So I think with military tech, we're actually going to start backfilling. Right, I'm going to want polymer armor because we're going to want heavy combat armor. What I really want to do right now is we want to probably pick up propeller engine so we can get either turboprop or helicopter or jet engine so we can get some better planes. Not that we can afford to build planes right now.
Copy that.
But we mostly got helicopter research, so it should
Copy
get
that.
completed pretty, propeller research, so it should be completed pretty quickly.
Affirmative.
Copy that.
Roger that. Yes, sir. Yes.
Upgraded town. Nomads are offering to sell us munitions. We'll accept.
Roger that.
Schedule meeting with the aliens. Ooh, if I hadn't accepted earlier, we could potentially ask them to join us. So, okay, we are at the point where we've got the political power. We can get them to join us.
Roger that.
Ask them to help learn their language. Don't have the political power to attempt another direction again. So I think we'll just save up, because that is probably what I want to do. Is probably want to get those aliens to merge in with us. It's not going to make a difference, but it will... Well, one of the biggest things it will do is it'll give us all their troops as mercenaries. We'll have a bunch of mercenaries. Oh, and those mercenaries would be really good for putting up on this border as well. And, well, this border down here where we haven't pushed the roads out yet. Trade-wise, metal's still way too expensive. And I don't think we... Well, we could, but I don't really want to sell rare earth. And it's going to be a couple turns for those trucks, the truck station finishes. Ah, we got more colonists. Before I forget to send the colonists over, we should send the colonists over. So do you actually need more workers? I think you do. We'll send the moles workers, and then they can fire the rest of them back into the civilian population. Don't need. Because that's where we do nothing otherwise. So if I don't have anything else pressing on the next turn, I am going to try to do another Xeno mission. And then on the following turn, if we don't have anything... Well, unless there's something really pressing, I'm going to save the political power for trying to integrate the Xenos. Because I think we can. That's going to give us a bunch of mercenaries, which will be nice. Round 161, we have 6 decisions. What to do with the Quack Doctor is going to be one of them. We just finished up the propellant engines. You want the number of leaders in our service to go to 29? Sure.
Roger that.
We can do that. This is the military tech. What was I thinking about? Okay, so we've got turboprop has already popped up. Or do you want to backfill some of the techs? Let's do turboprop.
Copy that.
Custom formation, we're just going to say postpone for the moment. So
Yes,
we're going
sir.
to deal with that. Charismatic unity,
Order
we'll get the
received.
government points. We've got 26 points, which is enough to play the... not the Xeno Diplomat, it's the Xeno Diplomat.
Roger that.
So we can get that going again. So unless we got lucky, we haven't got lucky on that yet. Nope. Then we have another militia project we can play. Do we have 3 here? No, this will be the third one, I think. Check quickly. Yeah, that's level 3 militia house. That helps raise militancy, which means we'll get more militia here. Apparently we already have more militia than the zone supports, but that's fist for you. We have more militia than the zone supports. Power's looking like it's going to become a problem. Did we finish... how's the construction going for the solar panels? We just finished a field. Could grab, or could buy some more machine parts and go ahead and expand that field we just finished, which I think what we're going to do.
Yes, sir.
Expand that field. And trade for some more machine parts.
Affirmative.
And we're trading for the machine parts instead of workshopping them, because our bottleneck on building the demetallization plant is the metal. So if we can source enough metal, then that will finish, and we'll have much more metal coming in. This front is basically going to be static until we get some spare resources to... well, even if we build the... we need the truck station. So we need the truck station, or we need mercenaries to go up the island. Building more troops over here is going to be more metal, so I think it's time to cycle. So unless something comes up and we don't have the 30 political power to do it, we're gonna try to unify with those aliens. Back to us. Six decisions. Yeah, we're going to ignore the leader's actions here. New demand. Get basically 12 more levels of BP producing assets. Yeah, I agree with that. We're going to pass on this one more time. We'll see when it comes back. Take it. Invest. Who's directing the harassment? It's probably going to fail. But... yep, critical failure. Our governor accidentally killed the wrong person. So we got a very angry town. ask them to join us.
Roger that.
84 versus difficulty 165. Okay, if it had told me the difficulty, I may have not taken that roll. They're not interested in us right now. So we're gonna come back to that apparently.
Affirmative.
We pay for the more expensive political option. I think we get a bonus on that roll. Is what that works. Okay, so we're not expanding there because the truck station isn't done. Demilitarization isn't done. We're about halfway through the demilitarization though. 1.9 turns done on that. Just got another 41 power from a place that's supposed to produce 50. With the malice mainly coming from clouds. We're in a place that's too wet, so it's interfecting with the solar. Well, it has too much precipitation, it's affecting the solar power output. And we finished that solar asset. I'm not sure if we can actually expand that one. No, that one's max level. Until the zone goes to level 4, we can't level that one up. So it's probably Fulton's time to get another solar panel.
Understood.
It does look like the power is still insufficient. Can get you across, so we will get you across. Push up a little further up the island. Okay. Still got 30 political power. Don't 100% know what drives the difficulty in that roll, otherwise we could just keep rolling it. We don't quite have the political power for the more expensive option. And we haven't been making great progress towards victory. Neither has anyone else. If anything, everyone's been backsliding. Besides podium, the top place, and us. So 1 and 2 have been holding steady, but everyone else has been backsliding. Free trade. They're actually likely to accept free trade now. So whatever reticence they had earlier on accepting it has passed. So we'll try to free trade with them, and the next turn we'll, if I can remember, we'll do freedom movement. In fact, just so I don't forget, we're going to go and play one more turn, because looking at the time, I should probably go ahead and end here, but I'm going to go one more turn just so we can make sure we get that freedom movement off before I forget. Suffer no losses nor made kills, and have 4 decisions winning us.
Yes.
Some of their demands. Get into some of their demands. Get into some of their demands.
Understood.
We'll help a bit there. And then major-wise, we should now be able to make a movement for freedom of movement of them. Pretty much guaranteed to succeed, and it does. So now we have freedom of movement with, or open borders with all of them. Which does allow, if we make our cities great enough places to live, that everyone will move out of their places and come to our places. And then, I haven't got that yet, no. You know, for next time, just remind me that we do have the capacity to unify with that guy. We'll send over a Xeno diplomat so that we get presented with it first turn of the next stream. So that's a political power spent. Construction's coming along. Demilitarization plant here is, again, still being delayed by the metal, but that's expected. We're down to 1.6 base turns. It's going to take longer than that because our metal throughput is basically throttling it to, we're doing a third a turn, I believe. Yeah, we're basically doing a third a turn every turn, so about 5 turns left on it at this rate. Our maritime transport contracts are all looking good. The first one that will come up for renewal when we need to renew it is about 7 turns. That's what's throttling us on that one. My side or their side? Reduction of log points includes landscape, terrain, jungle on non-port points. And they're just missing their transport points. Okay. Oh, and the target port's missing transport points, because the target port's just a makeshift port. So this is providing a malice on stuff, and then everything that, because the target's a jungle, the jungle, it being a jungle is a malice for the parts that the points that aren't being deployed to the port. Okay. So it's not the maritime trade house being an issue, it is my port destination, because there is not an adequate port facility for the transports. That makes sense. Yeah, so that's going well, that's going well. From a prospecting standpoint, I think we've prospected everything. So basically, prospecting-wise, and we can see this. I think this was a question that came up on the Reddit recently. Is what happens to prospecting if you don't have anything to find? And the answer is it stockpiles, right? So we assigned 39 BP to prospecting and managed to improve prospecting levels by 600 something points. This gets stockpiled, to my knowledge, much like the Discovery. Whereas it basically gets stockpiled until you find something. And when you find something, the whole stockpile disappears and it gives you the thing. So it'll make you find things faster when the time comes to find something, but if there's nothing to find, then it just stockpiles. It's a little bit more opaque, or a little bit more opaque on prospecting than it is on Discovery, where it tells you how much is previously there in the thing to be discovered. Okay. Yeah. So looking at it, I think this is where I'm going to go ahead and put the cut to end the stream. So I hope you've all been enjoying, if you've been following along. We are mentally I'm making progress. As far as VP is concerned, our progress hasn't necessarily been particularly great. We're up to 23.6. I think we started the stream around about 21, so we gained like about 2 victory points. The miner over here that we've been courting is probably, what, he's got like 100,000. So the miner here is probably worth like 3 or 4 points. That one hex, that one city is probably worth 3 or 4 points. There's no real people in here, so yes, we're going to take this territory over, but it's not super important. I think there's also one other unclaimed minor, which is where the missing points are, population-wise are. And yeah, at some point we're either going to have to lure the population of the opposition, or we're going to have to invade one of the opposition members. I probably would be actively invading right now if we had surplus metal, and I could then build up enough garrison brigades to prevent naval landings. Because what this guy has been dealing with down here, where he's got one of the... well, he's cleaned it up by now, but earlier he was having problems with guys landing in his own rear, which was... that would be infuriating for me. Because I don't have enough garrisons for that, right? So I'd prefer to have enough garrisons that when that time comes, we don't have that problem. So, for example, Brundestein has a border over here, so I don't want to be there in Brundestein and not have guys on this border and guys to defend various bits of shoreline and so on. Which is why I've been holding off, because whereas I think we've got enough guys to sort of just give Brazier Commune a bad day. Brazier Commune's capital is over here in Brazier, on an island. So even if I have like critical success at the beginning of the war and just overrun their 3 cities on the same island as me, they're going to keep coming around behind, and that's just going to be annoying if I'm not prepared for that. So it may seem like I'm just sort of sitting here doing nothing, but what we're doing is we were developing demilitarization tech, and now what we're doing is actually deploying it. We get enough demilitarization deployed, then we've solved the metal problem, and we can start to actually do stuff very aggressively. And then, as we're doing that, we're working on diplomacy, trying to get these guys integrated, The aliens down here, we might try to do something with the aliens down here, once we're done with the aliens that we're next to. We'll see. So with that, I hope you've all been enjoying this part. This is where I'm going to go ahead and end the stream, and obviously end the YouTube part. If you're watching on YouTube, I almost certainly will get around to recording another part by tomorrow. Because as you're watching this, I believe I'm 8 parts ahead in my recording schedule at the moment. I'm running on a 4-day schedule, so the next stream would have to have been delayed by 4 days well, more than 4 days for there not be a part tomorrow. So there will probably be a part tomorrow. Though, as I am recording this now, there isn't going to be a part tomorrow, because this is where I'm going to end the stream. Oh, and sorry, Twitcher, that you say you just got here. I hope you've been enjoying. The whole Twitch VOD will be up for you to watch. You can always go rewind and see some of the earlier parts. If you have any questions, now is a good time to ask them as I'm ending up this recording portion for YouTube. And all the earlier parts that aren't up on Twitch, because I think Twitch only keeps the last 7 days of recordings, should be already uploaded to YouTube. So if you want to see any of the earlier parts that aren't up on Twitch, feel good to hop over to YouTube. Okay, so with that, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.